Yes. Welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of the Extra Point. We got P.O. Colta in the house, our producer, Michigan Mike, in the house. And look who's back in town. Welcome home, Tasha T. Sizzle. Welcome back to Big D, Tasha.
I love to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
You very happy to be here. Well, we're very happy that you are here as well. Big day on tap. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, it is a huge weekend for football here in the state of Texas. The state that really invented football. Am I right or am I wrong about that, Mike? Is that fair to say?
You're not wrong. No, this is big
Okay.
stuff. I mean, you even had what Duncanville, DeSoto, huge game, number one team in the state. So that was a huge game.
Why we didn't go to
Um, because you sent me on a wild goose chase for the Loch Ness monster that didn't
that? We
that
was
didn't
we
happen.
was in Duncanville yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, she drove me way out to another city, and the loctician wasn't even there. But we don't.
That's a lie.
Oh,
That's the truth.
No, we had the wrong address. So
No.
don't.
How did we have the wrong address? When okay, all right. Well, point.
that's a copy and a paste, right?
We were just in
Right.
the wrong place.
To Mike's point, yesterday under the lights we had Duncanville versus DeSoto, two nationally ranked high schools squaring off. Today we have the Red River rivalry at the Texas State Fair, which we will be in attendance here in just a few hours, and then tomorrow we have a rematch of one of the most controversial endings in the NFL last year when Detroit came to town and was robbed of a touchdown against the Cowboys, which gave the Cowboys a home game. Detroit had to go on the road. You all know how that story ended. So they renew their intense rivalry tomorrow in the $1 billion playpen. So, Tasha, how you feeling today? You ready for a little state fair action?
I'm ready for that catfish basket.
Ready for the catfish basket. Mike, what are you most looking forward to at the fair today? Just to warm us up.
To be honest, I wasn't put onto the fish basket until going with y'all. But that's a really good basket. I also like. I haven't found it the last couple times, but the fried Thanksgiving dinner that's been really good. And then I'm gonna try out that massage chair today. So,
Tasha, high five. Mike is getting in the massage chair. I will be live streaming that, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've never seen Mike with his eyes rolled back in his head, make sure y'all tune in later when you see the live notification from PL Culture. He's not going to be the same once he gets out of that chair. Do not leave your keys and your change in your pocket. That's all I'm going to say.
Y'all, that chair.
Oh, Mike, you in for a treat today, bro. You're in for a treat. Also in for a treat are the 92,000 fans that will descend upon the Texas State Fair today, along with the Extra Point crew. It's the 120th meeting between Texas and Oklahoma. It is also the 97th meeting at the Cotton Bowl. So we have a long-standing tradition here. Now, Oklahoma has won 5 of the last 6, but Texas enters this matchup as the number 1 team in the country for the first time in 40 years. Mike, we know that crazy things happen in this series. Let's start with this. We kind of got speculation about this last Saturday, but this Saturday was confirmed that Quinn Ewers will return to the starting quarterback position against Oklahoma. Do you agree with that move? Do you like that move?
yeah. So last week we talked about it, and I didn't agree just because I think Manning is a better quarterback overall. But I also stated at the beginning of the season that I thought that somewhere halfway through the season, Quinn was going to have either a bad game or get hurt, and Manning was going to finish out to go to a championship game. Now, I think Tasha made this point of like, once you put someone in, it's hard to take them out and try to go flip-flop back and forth. So I think this is a good setup because at least you're like, okay, well, Quinn said he's healthy. He's our starter. Let's put him back in. Because if you were to leave Manning in and then something happens, you can't just keep going back and forth when both are healthy. So I think this is the right move. I think he sticks out this whole game. I think Quinn might be pulled out for one reason or another on the next game, which is, I think, Georgia, right?
Yeah, that's Georgia next week. With pretty much everything on the line, all eyes will be down in the hedges. Tasha, do you agree? Do you like Ewers starting today over Manning?
I like him starting, but the whole thing is once you put him in there, you cannot take him out unless he's injured or if it's the case of a blowout by Texas. That would be the only reason I would think that you would pull him because, again, what message is that sending? Do you not have confidence in your starting the one who got you to the college football championship game, the one who has led you up until injury? What message are you sending to him if you pull him just because, oh, he maybe threw a couple of interceptions? He's been injured. He's maybe a little bit rusty. This is a hell of a game to try to knock the rust off. Mm-hmm. But I still think you go with him. And I would say throughout the rest of the season, as long as he's playing well, I think you keep him in there.
No, first off, Tasha, you smell amazing right now. Second of all, as you've done in the Dominican Republic, it's no different here because I actually jotted down the script while she was away and taking care of her business. And she actually led me into the next question, which is for both of you. Tasha, we'll start with you. Can you envision a scenario in which yours gets pulled today? Like, is there a cap on the turnover amount? Is there a score? We saw that last week in Michigan when Michigan took on Washington. Once we got down 14-0, it was time to make another change. Is there a score cap that you would keep your eye on today where we might see that happen in this route?
I mean, you can't compare those two because Michigan really and truly does not have a solidified quarterback. Texas does. Like I said, unless it is a blowout or he, God forbid, gets broken in two,
right,
I don't see a reason to pull him. If this is who you're saying is your starter, you've got to keep him in there no matter what.
Mike, you agree? Is there any scenario where he gets pulled for performance reasons?
No, you know my saying, you don't wet the bed, no, keep laying in it. I think it's a good leading or leadership position to be in. If you're the quarterback and you want to be the starter and you so happen to lose against OU, you're gonna take that butt whooping. Don't put nobody else in there. And we'll talk about it after the game and look over film to decide that. But no, I would say just injured or, like Tasha said, a blowout that Texas is up so much.
Okay. Good morning, Kenny Man. Good morning, AP Culture. Good morning, Denise. Now, Texas actually was the favorite last year going into this game and lost because they turned the ball over. We see some strange things happen with this particular series. Tasha, we'll get your official pick to close the show, but do you give – will Oklahoma even pinch the you-know-what? Do you see this being competitive at all?
I mean, I can see it being competitive because it is a rivalry game. And, usually when it's a rivalry game, regardless of the record, the teams show up for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were there and when we thought Texas was going to win it, and here we were walking around having fun, and then all of a sudden you hear the roar of the crowd and you see, oh, you made that comeback. And then, of course, once we get home, we see how it actually unfolded. Yeah, you said don't give my pick.
No, you're good. You're good. You're cooking, and we're gonna get to cooking in the shout out a little bit later. So we'll leave that there. Mike, does Oklahoma stand a chance without giving away your pick?
No.
Okay. Well,
I will say I will agree with you that weird things have happened. I will also say that OU won 7 of the last 9. So. I mean, yeah, things could happen, but I ain't gonna double down I don't know. I ain't gonna double down chips though. So
Brett Venables, the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma, does always have something special lined up for Texas. They won the turnover battle in the 7 of the last 9 games that Mike has alluded to. Good morning, Marvin. Tasha in the building. Yes, good morning, family. Good morning, Marvin. Stick around, Marvin, because we got a question for you here in this next segment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the scene today, the split scene of half burnt orange, half, what do you call that, Tasha?
Crimson.
Half crimson. But a week ago in Nashville, there was another wild and wacky scene. Producer Mike, if you could do us the honors. Now, 2 weeks ago, we came on the show saying there was a new number 1 team in the country, and it was the Alabama Crimson Tide. It wasn't even, 4 hours later, we had a new number 1 team in the country, because Alabama came up to Nashville, Tennessee, and caught hands, beat down, pressed down, shaken together, stirred up, mashed down, a complete beat down by the Vanderbilt Commodores. And the thing is, it's not so much the fact that they lost to Vanderbilt for the first time in program history that I can recall. It's the fact that the way they lost, Mike, they were dominated at the line of scrimmage. Vanderbilt had 54 rushing attempts. You don't get 54 rushing attempts playing from behind. You don't get 54 rushing attempts playing desperate. You get 54 rushing attempts because you're getting movement up front in the trenches. Right. Who on God's green earth thought that Vanderbilt would be able to dominate time of possession in the line of scrimmage in this game? Tasha, your thoughts on Alabama's huge upset?
Man, Alabama only had the ball for 17 minutes.
That's insane.
17 minutes, guys. I mean, in the grand scheme, 17 minutes, it's 17 minutes. But you guys know when you watch sporting events, 17 minutes is 3 hours. The fact that they only had the ball 17 minutes shocked me. But also, I mean, don't sit up here and lie. Unless you're a Vanderbilt alum or Vanderbilt faithful, were you rooting for Vanderbilt to beat Alabama? We all said that Alabama would probably mop the floor with them. But if you go back and look at Vanderbilt playing this season, they really have not looked that bad, which is when you made that Missouri pick, I was like, I know this is going to be a loss for you because technically they should have beaten Missouri.
They did. The kicker shanked that field goal, and they had them on the ropes for real. Keep cooking.
Vanderbilt has really not looked that bad this season. But it's also, I think, this may extend their coach's life because of the past 3 seasons, because this is his 4th year. They're showing some promise. They're showing, okay, maybe we can do this. But then we'll see, are they playing today if they have a huge letdown today or throughout the rest of the season, if this was just a fluke, if they just wanted to play hard off of what Saban said, which I totally agree with. But, that's what they say, Billboard, a post for the Billboard.
Where he actually went on national TV and said the only place that's not tough to play is at Vanderbilt. But
he's not lying. It's the truth.
That is the truth.
I mean, look at the background. Look at all that red.
Right. Now, Mike, last week you said that you wasn't sold on Alabama being the number 1 team in the country, even after their performance against Georgia. No. Is this a bad loss or a bad sign for the Crimson Tide?
I think it's definitely a bad loss. The signs have been there, and we've talked about it. And you're like, Mike, you always hating on Alabama, and I'm like, man, it's different, right? Like for me to be a championship team, you have to have pieces of all different factors, and I just haven't seen their defense step up. Like you look at the Georgia game, and I was like, bruh, like come on, y'all had that game. Like come on, you see Vanderbilt, like come on, that quarterback alone had over 300 yards total, like.
That defense was literally on ice skates. It looked like Dudley Field was made of ice, and they was whoop, whoop, whoop out there with socks on.
Yeah, and I take it back to, I guess, the Rose Bowl, because, of course, we got to always bring it back. Now, I got to think, like, did Michigan write the script for everyone in the SEC moving forward of, like, hey, this is how you beat Alabama? And I know people are going to be like, whoa, that was an overtime win. I'm like, you didn't watch the game then, because Michigan played like trash on special teams. I'm talking about 2 fumbles, like, missed opportunities, missed field goal. Like that should have been like 17-point win easily. So I think winning the trenches, like you said, that's how you beat Alabama. They definitely got some work to do.
Tasha, is this a bad loss or a bad sign for Alabama?
I think it's a bad loss because, I mean, they still have an opportunity to get into the field of 12. But if they lose another game, it's going to be tough. And
they have the Vols coming up in a couple of weeks. They still have LSU. They still have Ole Miss, who are both ranked and teams that are fighting for a playoff spot as well. It's going to be tough.
And all of those could be losses for Bama. Now it's like, okay, does a 2-win team get in? You take the top 2, and then they go to to the conference championship game. Then what happened if it's Texas and Alabama again? What if Alabama beats Texas? It's always a what if. When it comes down to, even with 12 teams, it's always a what if. But I think if they have 2 losses in the SEC, I don't see a way that they're getting in. But I just think this was a bad game. I think they go and they work some things out, and Alabama maybe not be the Saban-led Bama, the teams that we're used to seeing, but I just don't see them as dead ducks now.
I don't want to be the team that plays Alabama next. I just don't. I think they're going to catch smoke. And good morning, Chris, Stina. Your team will be on nationwide game next week with Georgia. Tasha, the West End was ablaze, and you were in the city. Can you give me a firsthand account of what the city was like? You were actually in the city of Nashville with the biggest upset in the history of that city in college football. What was the vibe like? What was the city like? Did you get close to West End?
No, I didn't get close to West End. I didn't want to be caught dead in that area. But my mommy was at work. Shouts out to my mommy. She works at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. And that's all she was saying was, before this, damn, I'll never get home. That's all she kept saying. She says, win or lose, she said they're going to be out there in those bars. They're going to be on 21st. They're going to be on West End. I'll never get home. So the next morning, my mom says, damn, I like not ever got out of there. and you know, so I know the city was, like Kenny just said, the city was litty.
Yes.
Because, I mean, Vanderbilt has never, this is like really one of the biggest upsets, because Vanderbilt has never beaten a number one team in the history of anchoring down. Right.
Mike, what we like? Stephen A. Smith said something tongue in cheek, but I thought to myself, this is something that Mike would say. So correct me if I'm wrong. Stephen A. Smith was so distraught. He's a noted Alabama fan. He said that this loss should disqualify Jalen Milroe from any type of Heisman consideration. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree with that. No, I mean, Milroe can't play defense. Like, he can't play special teams. He did, in my
costly turnovers.
I mean, he did, but I mean, Heisman candidates have had those before. It's all about how you bounce back, like Paul said. He's still able to get it to the playoffs. If he gets to the playoffs, he's good. Yeah.
You agree with that, Tasha? Stephen A. being facetious right there.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's still in the running. Again, we had a quarterback win the Heisman who lost 3 games.
Tasha, she ain't gonna get off Jaden Daniels' neck with that. He's gonna have to win the Super Bowl for her to.
I mean, no, I'm team Jaden Daniels, but I just don't think he should have won the Heisman with 3 losses.
Yeah, it should have been Blake Horn, but I'm gonna digress.
I'm
gonna digress.
Should have been Michael Penix Jr.
It should have been Blake. Now, every time y'all bring up his name, I got to. The national championship was brought to you by Goody Powders, BC Powders, and Ben Gay. Okay, get that boy heat pad and the ice tub.
But by the time he played that game, the Heisman had already been given out.
Now, true. Great point. Great clapback. Now, Kenny says the Georgia fans were happy and laughing. I was watching TikTok videos and they had me laughing. Yeah, it was great to see Vandy on the winning side of trolling for once on social media. That has never been the case. Them motherfuckers had the goalposts on Broadway. That was a great scene, Marvin. It was good to see them throw it into Cumberland. Now, yo, what up, folks? What up, Farrah from Our Take? What's going?
Oh, Farrah, let me tell you,
we're not doing that on the show.
He tried to do some slander towards me and you because we had the wrong address for the loctician.
I'm just saying, Mike would have never sent me to the wrong address.
He tried to. Oh, Farrah, you see him taking shots at us?
No, I'm taking shots at you because I would have called a header call, and I would have said, so are we still on for today? And I'm meeting you at blah 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 blah. Right? Because Mike, I drove to Cedar Hill.
No, I followed the rules that she sent me when you make the appointment. It didn't say call her and say I'm on my way. Thank you, Farrah. Thank you.
Mike.
Get him, Farrah.
Mike, I drove to Texarkana for nothing, basically.
Dang.
Well, it wasn't even down the street. It wasn't even in far north Dallas. But we're going to digress. Good morning, Farrah. Good to see you. Hope to see you this weekend. Now, speaking of see you, wait a minute. Hold on. She says, I texted him and he didn't even respond. No, I did respond because I told Tasha the second that she got in the car, hey, Farrah has been looking for you. Make sure you reach out to her. And she did, right?
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Mike. See, if you ain't got a Michigan Mike on your team, your circle ain't right. Upgrade your circle. Get you a Michigan Mike, okay? Tasha, we saw the other day.
Thank you. My girl coming with the receipts.
Mike just gave my receipt, so we can do this all day long. Long order to you. So right, they interrupt First Take on Tuesday morning with the announcement that Robert Saleh had been fired after 5 games this year. In 3 years, he was 20-37, not a world beater. But it was the dynamics behind the firing that has social media and the sports world abuzz. Mike, before we get into the minutia of this, what were your thoughts? Were you surprised that Saleh was fired after watching them perform this year?
No, I wasn't surprised. I think, what did they have, the behind the scenes, or I don't know if they were on Hard Knocks or another show, but it was one of the behind the scenes one. I was like, I don't think this relationship gonna work. And then I think a week after that, he tried to go in for the hug or the pad or whatever.
Mhm.
And it, bro, I was like, no, we not cool. Like there was something there and then he tried to play it off. He's like, no, I'm just not like a hugger. And I'm like, nah, bro. I know what that beef looks like. I know what beef looks like from a guy and a guy, and that was beef. So,
Tasha, were you surprised after 5 games?
I mean, yeah, because y'all know I don't think that the coach is the problem. The problem is Lyron.
Now, before we transition into that part of the discussion, let me throw out some numbers to you. Now, Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers when he got hired to be the Jets team, and he was really there to fix the defense initially. Now, this year, the Jets were second in yards per game allowed and tied for fifth for points allowed. On the flip side, offensively, they were 27th in yards per game and 25th in scoring. Nathaniel Hackett was a disaster at Denver, lost his head coaching job after one season. That only happens to black coaches. So if you're a white coach and you get fired after 1 year, you're pretty bad. Then he's a friend of Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers brings him over to New York with him when he signed as a free agent. They've been terrible on offense. Can't blame him for last year because Aaron Rodgers got hurt on the first possession of the season. This year, they haven't been great. They lost the game 10-9 2 weeks ago, and then they held Minnesota's high-powered offense to 17 points last week. So defensively, they've been getting it done. Aaron Rodgers had 3 interceptions last week in London. So, Tasha, to your point, do you believe the rumors that Saleh was looking to fire Hackett and A-Rod put the kibosh on that? Do you believe that?
I mean, I don't know necessarily if Lyron had put the kibosh on it, but I do think. I mean, you see, he's already been demoted, and the quarterbacks coach is now calling the plays. Maybe that was something in the works, but I don't care what Lyron says because he is a proven liar. He had something to do with that firing because he probably thought that was going to give the interim tag to Nathaniel Hackett, and it backfired on him.
Wow. Now, in true Jets fashion, the coach that was promoted over Hackett was Todd Downing, who was one of the most horrendous offensive coaches in the history of the Tennessee Titans 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And Mike Vrabel, who was a friend of his, refused to fire him for 2 years. And y'all know what the Tennessee Titans offense looked like the last 2 years of Ryan Tannehill when A.J. Brown left. So I'm like, Todd Downing, hell, I would just left Hackett in there. Like, see, he's worse than Hackett if that's possible. Mike, the Jets were your preseason pick to win the division. They're only a game out with a matchup on Monday night, a huge one against Buffalo. If they win, they're in first place in the division. Do you think this will breathe life into the Jets, or do you think they'll go backwards?
To be honest, I don't think you can go worse offensively, and maybe Aaron Rodgers just beefing with the head coach, maybe that loosens it up a little bit. I mean, I'm being positive right now. I think that's probably the best outcome. I just don't think he was happy. And you know how Aaron Rodgers is. He's messy, and he goes eye for an eye, and he's like, you know what, throws a tantrum, he's a toddler, right? He just throws himself on the floor and just starts, and they don't get their way. So I think he's just doing that. So hopefully someone brings him an ice cube of some sweets and be like, here, get off the floor.
Get your ass up. So how do you see this playing out?
I mean, like I told you yesterday, I hope they put up the numbers, first of all, because I need my wide receiver for my fantasy team. But I want them to lose just simply because I cannot stand Lyron Rodgers. So I want them to show that it wasn't Robert Saleh's fault. And then if you don't have Nathaniel Hackett in there, you have the quarterbacks coach calling the plays, then he's no count either. I want everything that's dealing with Lyron Rodgers to be a disaster. Yes, I'm at that level of hate for him.
Buenos dias. I mean, well, this is not shocking to me the way you talk about the Cowboys and the Titans. This is absolutely not shocking. But I'm sure this was Aaron Rodgers just moments after. So, did y'all see the report where the security escorted him out of there? Like, was he that bad? Like, what do you say? Set me up.
I'll set up.
He went Marion Barry on that. Wow. Okay. Now, also in NFL talk this week, and we've been having this conversation off and on throughout the offseason, and we broached it last week. Pittsburgh has activated Russell Wilson. Tasha, do you envision a scenario where they give him at least a look to run the offense in Pittsburgh?
This is what I'm going to say about Coach ABOB. You cannot, if you want your quarterback who you have starting to prosper, you cannot have him constantly looking over his back, thinking at the slightest mistake that he's going to get pulled. Yes, you do need to activate Russell. I'm going to say Russell Simmons, Russell Wilson, but also could they be putting him up there for trade bait? Did anyone ever think about that? Activate him to let other teams know he's healthy so they can get something in return for Russ? Because I think they're going to just go ahead and stay with Fields. And they're only paying him $1 million. I don't see the point of just having him, just sitting out there. But what do y'all, I just don't like the fact that he was picked up to be the starter. Then he got injured, so that put Justin Fields in there. And then who was the backup that came in when Justin Fields got knocked around the last week? He came in and threw a dart.
He did.
I would be more concerned about that.
He did. He came in and threw a dart. Mike, is it time to give Russell a look? The Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-2, and they are dreadful offensively. Good morning, Miller.
No, I agree with Tasha. Also, we got to think about the generation, right? So, we know this younger generation's soft. So it's like you got to treat them differently. And this is another example of you can't just keep, putting them in timeout every time they do something wrong, because then they, have some build up in their mind, and then they can't perform. And they're like, man, I don't want to throw this. I don't want to throw this. And they start running instead of trying to go for the second or third look. Right. Mm-hmm. This is another prime example of that. I keep them in. I don't know what they're going to do with Russell, to be honest. Tasha could be right. And it could be a possible trade to be like, hey, go in there for a couple plays, throw a couple things, or hand off, or play action to show people that you still got it.
No, wait a minute, Mike. You wanted Alex Orji pulled. He's young.
Well, what's your point?
My point is that he's younger than Justin Fields. Nobody was worried about his psyche or his. No, you got to produce on the field. And Russell, and Justin Fields looks absolutely deplorable out there. Did you see the offense against Dallas minus DeMarcus Lawrence and without?
Yeah, we talked about this off wax too. I said in the NFL right now in the current state, which I don't necessarily agree with, when you're in the starting position as a quarterback, it is expectation that you are already developed. Which can go both ways. So we talked about this on the show of the NFL teams keep trying to get these quarterbacks that don't even play in their systems. And then they're like, okay, cool. We know you're developed in that system. So hopefully you can transition to this system, and it doesn't work. So that's why we see sometimes, Daniels is a prime example. He just comes in and plays. I'm like, yeah, because they mold everything to him. And in some cases, it doesn't necessarily work and you see failures. I think in the college level, it is time for development. I think they're just developing Orji and those quarterbacks to see what they can and can't do. They didn't have too much time with Orji, so. Right,
and this isn't about so much about Orji and the Michigan quarterback situation as it is about damn your feelings. I don't give a damn how old you are, whether you're 45 or 25 or 19. If you're not producing on the field and I got a veteran backup out there, I'm going to trot him out there. The same thing is going on in Tennessee with Will Levis. Your boy, helmet to the head, he came out there and engineered a win Monday night against Miami. Now, he's not going to start tomorrow, but nobody cared about Will Levis' psyche. I wanted him to stay in there.
But who's to say that it's necessary the quarterback play? You got Pickens out here who's acting a fool. You got Najee Harris who act like he's scared to run. You got two injured offensive linemen for the Steelers. So it could be a combination of things. It may not just necessarily be quarterback play.
No, Orji.
His brother is a starting defensive tackle for the New Orleans Saints. So y'all put some respect on those people's names. They are of Nigerian descent. We're not going to do that.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, y'all are also, or Paul, you're also sleeping on the Fields. 2 games ago, went off against the Colts. They're 3-2. Steelers aren't in a horrible position right now. Right. Let the man cook. Let him have mistakes. Right. He'll be all right.
The Steelers, when they were 3-0, they had more wins than touchdowns on the offensive side of the ball.
Fields had over 300 passing yards that game. Come on.
Yeah, but we're talking about points here. It's the same as the Orji deal. He was 2-0 as a starter, but he was unwatchable on offense, and beyond the production, it's the fact of how limited you are from an offensive play calling standpoint. They only could run 2 or 3 plays against the Cowboys, who were severely depleted on defense, and they could not move the ball.
But
he was not a threat.
But what matters? Do y'all care how many yards or touchdowns somebody has, or do you care about the wins?
Come on, Paul. You know that one.
No, you care about the wins, but they lost 2 in a row. Now, here's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan here. He says the O-line is terrible.
That's what I said. They have 2 injuries, two starting offensive linemen out.
Now, Tasha, you said it wasn't his fault in Chicago, and they look better now with Williams.
Because
they got a lot of additional players
thank
on
you,
that.
Mike. What did we say? They're almost catering to Caleb Williams. They're giving him all these shiny new toys. They didn't want to do anything for Fields when he was in Chicago. Caleb Williams out here bumping all these gums and whatnot. He better get out there and show and prove.
Oh, he said, my bad. I didn't know that was a real person. Well, Big Ten defenses didn't either. But that's okay, Marvin. That is all right. I'm just saying, Justin Fields hadn't garnered any type of cachet with me to where he's untouchable and can't come out of the starting lineup.
I mean, he hasn't. He hasn't.
At all. Dallas won, and Dak. Langston, tell me, come on home, bro. Come on home.
No lies were told that day.
Come on home. Now, the same Dak who did what Justin Fields couldn't do, which was walk that ball down the field when time mattered, did what Cam couldn't do and jumped on that ball to save the game and save the season. Got that 4th down and goal throw away from CD Lamb. That did the drop shoulder. And yes, he had some turnovers, but from an offensive play calling standpoint, why are you bringing in a new offensive coordinator and you got a quarterback that can't read but one half of the field? At least Russell is borderline Hall of Fame if he didn't throw that interception in the Super Bowl against New England. He's first ballot Hall of Fame. Now he says, why applaud a person that filled holes that he dug into the. Now I thought you didn't watch the game.
That is true, Langston.
I like metaphors. That's a good one, Langston.
Y'all know I'm not here for the clanger slander, but
that's all you do is clanger slander behind closed doors. We don't want to hear that no more.
But you right, Langston.
Oh, okay. So
that's a lie. Because what did I tell you last night? Y'all, why we getting on here on Al Gore's internet and telling these untruths? I specifically told him last night, you can say what you want to say about Dak, but I'd rather have Dak than half of these quarterbacks that's out here playing now.
You said that, but then a week ago, you made a reference to the Polynesian Prince Nico, saying he looked very Dak-ish on that last drive.
Because what did he do? It was bad time management, and he turned the ball over. That's Dak-ish.
Dak-ish is the king of America's teams. You seen it. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. You seen them walk down them Steelers that you thought was going to do something. There's going to be some count.
Did you pick the Steelers, though, too?
I sure did, and I'm picking Detroit this week because when I pick against the Cowboys, they win.
Let me switch that.
That's how we do that. So, and speaking of which, and going to the Cowboys, let me tell y'all this right now. Exactly. Dak-ish, see, Farrah, Bo Nix better get down on his hands and knees and pray to every god that's ever been created in Greek mythology and in Catholicism and in Christianity that he has a career even remotely similar to Dak Prescott. I know y'all, they didn't walk the Steelers down. They got lucky at the end. Denise. Now, I know it was 3:45 a.m.
Say it, baby girl.
I know it was 3:45 a.m. But Dak was converting them 3rd and 4th downs. He had 400 yards of offense against that vaunted defense. You don't luck your way into 400 yards, baby girl. But you're very pretty, though. And
he lucked his way into recovering that ball, which, like you said, if Cam had done that.
Oh, no, that was luck. That was called situational awareness and being clutch when it matters. You acting like it was a blowout.
Tell him, Mini-Me.
Well, wait a minute. But you just said all that matters is the win. It don't matter how it looked. You literally just said that.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But you sitting up here acting like, that was just the best game. The Cowboys, everything is well ordered, running like it was supposed to, and it was not. Had that fumble gone a different way, it would have been a 4th down no, and they would have lost.
Hold up.
This dart ride is gonna be dope.
Hold up. Now, see, ladies and gentlemen, now y'all see why I cut that reel. Because anytime you talk about the Cowboys, they refuse to be objective. The Cowboys have been a pillar of the society.
And that is a lie.
What? Right. We should watch the Cowboys game. Oh, no, I'm not going over there to watch the Cowboys game to hear y'all talk about Dak and scandalize America's team's name for 3.5 hours. But I am going to do my Dion dance when we beat Detroit.
Yeah, let's go to Ferris. I would love that.
Yeah, I'll go to Ferris if you watch the Titans game.
I'm not watching the Titans game. You can cancel.
Now, Mike, I want y'all to put this on paper. Can you sing that line? Put it on paper.
She got paper.
I need you to put it on paper. Justin Fields is going to play his way out of the starting lineup. Coach SpongeBob, Coach Black Jeff Fisher is going to have him pulled.
Y'all see my baby back in the day. See, she's pro Dak, but she going to tell the truth. Y'all see her when she was in Mississippi State with the clanger shirt on and her cowbell.
Marvin, I need you to read that. And if they would have lost the fumble, y'all would have said it was Dak.
No, I wouldn't have said that.
Yes,
I would have said it was a great defensive play.
Yes, they would have.
A great defensive play, which it was to knock the ball loose. Dak wouldn't have had no control.
I would have said that.
Y'all, Mike and Tasha blamed Dak for the price of bread and eggs.
That is a lie.
Society. They said it's Dak's fault. If Dak would have,
we got cheap eggs over here. What are you talking about?
Exactly. I can get 18 eggs in the DR for $2.
Y'all gonna put some respect on America's team. They gonna show Detroit. Y'all gonna see Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Best quarterback in the NFC. Name me one that's better. Is your quarterback better?
We're not even finna have that conversation because the answer gonna always be yes. He sure is Purdy.
Mike, your eyes said it all, Mike. Look at Mike's face. No, look at Mike. Mike is like, Tasha, I was with you up until you jumped off the cliff.
Mike, we not
60 mil, no ice, Dak. No. Come on home, Langston. We this is a forgiving family. It just seems like all the time. No.
It does.
The defense lost that game against Green Bay.
But it does. It always seems like when it comes down to it, Dak throws some sort of crucial turnover, or the offense doesn't offense. But in that Green Bay game, I will defend Dak. It was the defense's fault in that. Get your hands off of me, man!
Wait, what did Jimmy Fox say? Get your hands off me. We're gonna move on since we made.
I will agree with Farrah. It does seem like very Lamar Jackson. You know, they're both great quarterbacks in my opinion in the league. But when it comes down to the crucial moments, they somehow lose it.
Now go ahead. You was cooking with him this whole show. Go ahead, because he said your boy Lamar. Go ahead.
Ain't no Lamar slander, but yeah, Mike, you're right. Like, what did we say after that first?
Right, he said no women in the club is Dak's fault. Right, they blame Dak for everything. Right, my child get a seat. Look, he was subjected to watching Dak in the fourth quarter.
This inflation is Dak's fault. Y'all know that.
Now, as much money he making, it could be. Right, they could be making us put the bill. Talking about a talent fee. You think Jerry moved on the talent fee to us down there in DFW?
But he don't say nothing about it. So
no, and I love Jerry. No Jerry slander, but I ain't paying for Dak's contract. He ain't got no Super Bowl rings.
Oh, so now it's okay. Now it's okay. Okay.
No, we talking about my money though. That's different. We talking about my money. Mike, speaking of money, this is an excellent transition by UPL coaches. Excellent. Speaking of money, if y'all haven't been following Michigan Mike's Locks of the Week, you're literally throwing money out of the window. If you're driving in your car right now, keep it on Bluetooth, but roll down your window and throw your debit card out in the street. That's what you're doing if you're not listening to Michigan Mike's Locks of the Week. I believe he's 4-0 in the last 2 weeks. So, Mike, your turn to cook.
Man, that's a lot of pressure right there. See, I'm gonna go with my 2 first. I got Green Bay. They're favored by 5. I don't know the update. This was last night. Green Bay favored by 5 against Arizona. I got that. And then Tampa Bay favored by 3.5. I think they're on the road against New Orleans. So I'm gonna go Tampa Bay on that one after their loss, I think last week. And then I would say upset alert. I'm gonna go Colorado 3.5 against Kansas State.
You team prime with it, Mike?
Of course, that's why I said upset alert. I don't know about a lot, but that's what.
Hey, I'm going for it now because especially the way Utah been looking with that 97-year-old quarterback.
Good morning. My siblings are in the house. Stephanie and Damian Colton. And y'all know it's a beautiful occasion when all 3 coaches in the same place. And AP coaches just checked in earlier.
Yeah, D said, what do you say about locks?
He said, you need to, right, because D gonna hit that parlay today. He says he needs to change his name to Flack Prescott. Now, D, I'm gonna give you that one because you hated the Cowboys since I was an embryo. But let me ask you this, D. Would you rather have your rookie right now, or would you rather have Justin Fields quarterbacking your Chicago Bears with your weapons? We'll let a Bears fan.
Now you can't say with your weapons.
I'm saying with the weapons they have now.
Okay.
Yeah, like
would
same
you rather have
teams.
Justin
Right?
Fields with this team, or would you rather have Caleb Williams, Daniel Coulter? You ponder that over and throw that in the chat, and we're gonna put that up on the phone like a stripper. Now, Mike, one more time for the people who just logged in. Your locks are Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and then upset alert. I got Colorado over Kansas State.
Mike, are you gonna be able to stay up and watch that whole thing?
What thing? You know I don't stay up to watch games. Come on now. Unless it's Michigan.
What kind of fan is you? Right. Okay. This sealed the deal right here. He said one word, Williams. I would ask him to say why, but then that'll get us back into that. Hold on, D. Only can slander whack on this show. No. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I like that one. Whack Prescott. I'm gonna take that one right there. I'm gonna make a shirt.
But ain't gonna be no clanger slander.
Whack Prescott.
No, that was a good one, Langston. But D set the record straight real quick, and I appreciate you, D, for following through and setting the record straight on Justin Fields.
I said no clanger slander, and that's what I mean.
We making noise. Hold up.
Y'all
Hold up. At 2 a.m. See, Dak is the first person to throw an interception on 2 different days in the same game. Y'all see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
And he got that dub, though. All y'all was crushed. Y'all stayed up for nothing, thinking that it was going to be about something. Debbie, don't encourage that foolishness. Don't encourage that. Now, I'll be trying to root for Chicago when my Cowboys ain't playing, so don't do that. I'm going to root against y'all this week. Who y'all play this week? No, y'all play Jacksonville. I'm definitely rooting for the Bears. All right. Now, who y'all rooting for? PL Coulter in these picks? Because you saw what I did. You saw me walk them down.
As you said, you still failing.
Mike, I don't know what they do in Texas with the Texas school system, but 61% is an F in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, that's a D in Texas, so there you
go. Now I see why y'all pick athletes over education. Now, wait a minute. He says WAC stands for we ass kick.
Or get that ass.
That's a stretch. Yeah, that's a stretch.
You dropped something, Marvin. You dropped something. Here's your crown, King. You dropped something.
Yeah, y'all kick ass until it's the NFC Championship.
So after you tried to scandalize my name and laugh at my picks, I've only gone 8-2 the last 10 games. Won 8 out of the last 10. Walking their asses down, y'all. Walking them down. Hands, feet, shoulders, shoes. Hey, hand, feet,
hair, face,
hey.
ass. Come on, Glow. Hey. That's that new Glow feature.
Rock with it. But not to bury the lead, we have a furious fight at the top of the heap between T-Sizzle and Michigan Mike. Y'all, they're tied at 17. They're still mid, but this is a great matchup.
How do you do it?
Look, no, y'all mid and I'm here. I'm gonna catch up this week. Geek. Let me go get my police sausage loaded. Oh, yes, this is a great day for football. TSU homecoming. Mm-hmm. We got the Texas OU game. We got Colorado playing in prime time tonight. We got Oregon and Ohio State. We got Texas OU. Come on with it today, football.
In-state USC, like, man.
43 is better than C. Thank you, Christina. Right there. That's a good family right there. That's good people. Thank you, Christina. You really just put a battery in my back. Now I'm about to go 5-0 again this week. Starting with, drum roll, please. OSU versus Oregon. Tasha T-Sizzle, the first lady of hot takes. You up first, my love.
Oh, God, I hate to pick them. But them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay. I'm taking the Ducks. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know there's 2 teams that has beaten Ryan Day in the regular season since he's been the coach of Ohio State? That's Michigan. That's Michigan and Oregon. They had a regular season win in the horseshoe of 2021. 2021. I'm going with Oregon.
Let the record show I want Oregon to win. I told Paul this morning, I hope they beat the shit out of them. But
happy TSU homecoming, pretty lady. I hope you make it to the parade. Now we have Penn State versus USC in a traditional Rose Bowl matchup, and it will be out in Southern Cal. Mike.
Yeah, a lot of people have USC or Penn State on the upset alert. I can't see it on paper. I don't see it. So I'm gonna go Penn State.
I'm going Penn State too.
I will go
because
Penn State.
He lit Kevin Franklin. Kevin Franklin. Shouts out to Hack. He celebrated a birthday earlier this week.
Happy birthday, Hack.
What is his name? James Franklin is fighting for his coaching job, I think. If Penn State doesn't perform better, you don't have to play Michigan this year. Mm-hmm. You have an easy schedule this year. So I'm going for Penn State out of necessity.
I don't trust James Franklin in big games. I'm going USC.
I don't trust USC's defense.
He said Kirk Franklin.
Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
Shouts out to Kirk Franklin. He got a song with Glow, too. Look at Glow. Rolling up the charts.
Y'all think Kirk Franklin smashed that? He's more of a secular type of reverend. I think he smashed Glorilla. All right. Next up, Ole Miss versus LSU. What do you think, Denise? Who you got in this one? Ole Miss or LSU? Tasha?
Oh, LSU.
I'm going with LSU in the under the lights.
Oh yeah, LSU at night. Woo.
Yeah, because Death Valley is a hell of a place to play.
Them folks gonna be good
at
and drunk.
Night.
They're gonna be good and drunk. The battle at the State Fair, Texas OU. Y'all, I'm gonna just say it like this, and I'm gonna go first. OU is down 5 wide receivers. Take Texas in the points on your parlay today. I'm going Texas. Take Oklahoma in the points on your parlay, because 9 of the last 10 games was one possession game. I think Texas is favorable more than that.
But I'm Texas is favored by 16.5.
Oh no, they ain't gonna win by that much. I'm going Texas with the win though. Tasha,
even though all of my family is in town and they are all OU alum, y'all know I always hook them when I'm in town.
That is true. And they show her love down there. People have been showing her so much love. The lady gave her some free swordfish at HEB.
Y'all, I got us some free swordfish at the Heb.
And we're gonna digress on that because I want to circle back to that in my shout outs. And Denise said, you know what it is. TIGERS, all caps. Stomp issues in my shelf.
Yeah, Glow.
I'm loving the energy today. It's some good football fans are up and at it early this morning. Mike, you got us some good games this week. And last but not least.
Oh, I got Texas. Yeah, you didn't go.
Oh, yeah.
I got Texas with the points.
You said you wasn't doubling down in the opening salvo, so I figured that would be the case. Okay, Dallas versus Detroit. Now, Langston, Marvin, all of my Dallas Cowboy brethren, I'm in a quandary. Because I want my Cowboys to win. But every time I pick against them on the show, they win. What do I do here, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to let them go first.
Detroit.
Yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down as well.
I got to keep the streak going. I got to go Detroit so Dallas can get the win. Every time I pick against Dallas, they
I
win.
don't care. I'm only person I'm picking over 49ers is God.
That's like 3 times in a row, right, Paul?
Yeah. I'm not gonna ever deny my team. You might as well be Peter when they came looking for Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He said, I don't know this man. Wink, wink.
No, Langston ain't gonna watch the game, but he said Dallas 35. No, Detroit 35. Dallas 40.
AP, you gave him the wrong disciple name. He's Peter.
No, I'm Paul because on the road to Damascus, I was once blind. Then he knocked me off my mule. Now I see.
You blind right now.
In the Garden of Gethsemane.
I ran my race and I preached the gospel. I was a sinner and now I'm a winner. This is very accurate, Mama. You must have known I was going to be an F up until I found the Lord.
Yeah, Vegas has the over-under at 53 point. That's like a shootout, and they only have Detroit favored by 3. They got Detroit winning by at least 7.
But that ain't gonna happen. That's right, Mama. You knew what it was because she said that she had some soul food right before I went into.
Why you ain't want to put what Marvin said up there? See,
he said I picked Detroit too,
see
bro.
See how y'all do?
But why did you pick him? Did you pick him because you thought we were gonna lose, or did you pick him because
it's
of
too brute?
Look. Let me tell y'all this. See, these two try to be slick. Let me bring this down. Y'all see this? Bring Mike's face up here. See, these two try to be slick. They try to parse my words and scandalize my name, y'all. This is what happened.
What?
So when I finally clap back against them clapping back on my Cowboys, they want to jump in the comments and say, "But he picked Pittsburgh. But he picked Pittsburgh." When have y'all ever heard me say the Cowboys are going undefeated? I ain't that stupid. I ain't never.
Ain't nobody that stupid.
I ain't smoked no crack. I done did some stuff. Now I ain't smoked no crack. No, I ain't smoked no crack. What crackhead from the depths of New Jack City? What was the name of that project building?
The Carter.
No, I'm in the Carter. I'm in the Carter basement.
Y'all
smoking crack, talking about Dallas gonna win every
he was
game.
so high, he was like, do.
He was like, I can't.
He was like, you gotta help me. I'm finna die.
Mike, we are sober, okay? We went to bed at a decent hour last night too.
He already had that hurricane. I know.
No, I'm waiting on y'all. He said bath sauce.
You know them bath sauce had people eating faces off and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Money over diehard. That's true because and Marvin is consistent because he told Mike the day that Mike picked Ohio. All right. Okay. Oh, you can get this out. The day he picked Ohio to win the national championship, which is blasphemous because Ryan, they can't win no big game. That was blasphemous. But he did say, Mike, pick with your head and not your heart. So, Marvin, you being consistent, I respect that. But yeah, Dallas is finna smoke their ass. And Farrah, don't run and don't you hide. Mike don't never hide from his ass whoopings. I'm gonna find him. All y'all in the Langston, come on home. And Tasha, you ain't got nowhere to go. You stuck with me.
I can go to Farrah's. I've been invited, and I can go to English.
She gonna give you the wrong address. You ain't never gonna find her house.
Old Farrah, I'm hoping you was still on here, but if not Farrah, I'm gonna tell you what he said.
It don't matter because me and Farrah been right here. Oh, she is still on.
You heard to get him, Farrah. Do I need to put my
I can't wait to see you, Farrah.
I'm right here, Farrah.
I can't wait to see you, Farrah. You know it's all love. Now, Mike, who you shouting out before you head this way so we can go to this damn fair?
I'm gonna shout out Cameron. He in his senior year he got nominated for Prince of Fine Arts. So I'm gonna shout him out. He's in band and also in the main theater play.
Oh, okay. So he's a thespian and a musician. He can all play. Yeah, I bet they did vote him. to go and take that vacation, you and Stacy, so they can have a house to themselves. Fellas, make it last forever and use their bedroom. That's every child's dream. You want the parents' room.
You want them boys to get killed?
No, man, no, Mike, y'all going out of town. You and Stacy go have a nice trip. They old enough. They fine.
Children,
they gonna feed
don't
the dog
listen
and
to
everything.
this.
Y'all
They
got
have a cat.
Y'all got a pool in the backyard. If y'all don't throw a party before y'all leave for college, y'all ain't doing it right. Mike ain't gonna do nothing. He gonna just yell. He ain't gonna ground you for a week or so, but he ain't gonna do nothing.
You must not know me. You must not know.
I'm waiting to get paid. Right. Tasha, who you shouting out this?
I'm shouting out my mom, who I think I shouted out 2 weeks ago. Y'all, I got on her nerves so bad in her house. And for whatever reason, my mama still smokes. Who still smokes cigarettes? Anyway, y'all had my mama going outside to smoke her cigarettes. And y'all know my mama walked in and said, "Damn, when you leaving?"
Right.
So shout out to my mommy for allowing me to invade her space, tear up stuff in her house, and I walked away with a few things, and yeah.
Mama Sizzle, if she keep leaving random used tissues laying around my damn house,
It's my allergies.
I'm gonna ask her too.
Allergies.
Right, I'm trying to cut them by the tip. They everywhere, y'all. It's like a scavenger hunt around here. They everywhere. They everywhere. I wanna send a shout out to Angel Soft Tissue.
Cause Lord, y'all.
I wanna send a shout out to Angel Soft.
She like
right.
I had to put some nasal spray in last night because my allergies.
Wait a minute. He said the Newport Platinum 100s are smooth and cedar taste. What is going on with him?
She smoked the cools in the hard pack, Langston.
My mama told you to behave, Mike. Get her a Kroger bag. Trees.
It's about
You
18
keep
bags in
you
here,
keep
Tree.
talking.
Yeah, we're gonna get her the melting pot.
I was blowing my nose out. When I was waking up in the middle of the night, I was blowing my nose. So when I was blowing them, I was just putting them on the nightstand. Where was I supposed to put them? On the floor? In the bed?
Paul, go get her the melting pot. They got it at
This
CVS.
is full of
And if he wasn't coming in here to get this here lamp to give us adequate lighting, he wouldn't have saw them. They was just on the nightstand.
No.
I'm supposed to tuck them in my pillow, and then when he do the laundry, he got white shit all over his good, clean clothing.
Mike.
And I left a roll of tissue right here, and he want to get mad. Then he saw, because I keep paper towels. He saw my balled up paper towels because I don't throw my paper towels in the garbage. You know what?
I went off, y'all.
How do I leave this show?
I snapped.
How do I leave this show?
This only funny because you ain't got random snot rags laying around your house and you don't know where they from.
Oh, I do.
They were on the nightstand like a $20 whore.
This inflation, that's gonna cost you at least $45. I heard.
Well, that's a nice table then. It's on the table.
Right. You know what I mean? Myself. Mama, you need to send her some of that, and you need to send me a prayer cloth so I can ammonia down my house afterwards, because I don't know. I guess get her some saline and
we got some chest rub, but it's allergies, guys, not my sinuses. But no, I put my nasal spray in, so I have not blown my nose except for twice today.
Martrice, it's right here.
He got the salve.
Like, I'm trying my best to keep my house from turning into.
He's like, help me, help you.
Right. See, I'm not used to this climate. I'm of the tropics.
Now, with all of that being said, I do want to give a shout out to myself. And this crown here is not for LeBron James, and it's not for Derrick Henry. This crown is for PL Culture, because I have eaten like a king the last 52 hours, y'all. I'm eating like a damn king. I done had Alfredo with chicken and fresh shrimp. I done had some baked spaghetti. I woke up to a first take and a plate of omelet with fresh bell peppers, bacon, toast. I got some homemade cookies right there. Y'all, I'm living the dream, y'all. I'm like, my son works. Y'all. I'm sorry, Gino. You ain't never getting her back. So we drawing up a contract. Like, I'm gonna sign up to a 1-year deal. So, y'all, I can't go back to my cooking. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. So, Tasha, I give you. She said, I give you the crown. Thank you so much. You get the shout out. Shout out to Nashville, Tennessee, who has Tennessee's homecoming today, Tennessee State University. Shout out to everybody for watching. Mike, we need you to log off and get your ass over here so we can go eat some catfish and drink some hurricanes. Will that work for you, Mike?
Yes, sir.
But you can call it slurricane.
Right, and you see it. Go blue, and is how we do. She said, so snot rags or vittles. You right, Martrice. I gotta pick a struggle.
Yeah. Which one you want?
She said, "Tropics, my ass." Y'all got my mama cussing. We gotta get out of here, Mike. How do we sign off every week?
Go blue.
Tasha,
Vamos Azul.
We'll see y'all in 6 days, in 23 hours, when we'll be rocking some merch from our new sponsor. That's a tease. Martrice, we got you next week. We'll see y'all in 6 days, 23 hours. Until then, we about to go troll some Texas fans at the fair. Mike, no fighting today.
I don't
fight. You hear me?
I don't even know.
No fighting today. Tasha, let's get back in that kitchen real quick.